Your business deploys AI pilots everywhere. But are they going anywhere? Or are they stuck in silos, exhausting resources, unable to scale? Maybe you don't need hundreds of AI pilots, you need a holistic strategy. IBM has 65,000 consultants with Gen AI expertise who can help you design, integrate, and optimize AI solutions. So you're not just deploying AI, you're scaling it across your business. Learn more at ibm.com/consulting. IBM. Let's create.
My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/results to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
Want to make a podcast? Spotify's got a platform that lets you make one super easily, distribute it everywhere, and even earn money, all in one place for free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters, and here's how it works. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and edit your podcasts right from your phone or your computer. So no matter what your setup is like, you can start creating today. Then you can distribute your podcast to Spotify and everywhere else podcasts are heard. Video podcasts are also available on Spotify, and when you want to take conversations with your fans to the next level, Q&As and polls are the best way to get them talking. With Spotify for Podcasters, you can earn money in a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions. Ever since I discovered Spotify for Podcasters, I feel so supported in the creation and distribution of my show. Spotify for Podcasters hosts masterclasses, office hours, and more to help creators develop and fine-tune their skills. I highly recommend you give it a try. Download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to spotify.com/podcasters to get started. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to or back to the show. Thank you so much for clicking on today's episode. Today is the start of something pretty freaking exciting. I've kind of been teasing this all throughout the month of November, and I'm super pumped to tell you guys that today is the very first episode in something that I'm doing that is inspired by the YouTuber concept of Vlogmas. Now, if you guys have been following the show for a while, or if you know me from, I guess, the past things that I used to do, long before I started a podcast, I was a vlogger and I posted on YouTube, and there's this thing that people do called Vlogmas, and it's pretty crazy, right? The idea is that you post a vlog every single day leading up to Christmas, and these vlogs are like shopping for the holidays, and, you know, if you're in college, it's like taking finals and wrapping up school, decorating your apartment or your dorm or your house or whatever, holiday traditions with your family, cooking, baking, like it's just all things holidays. And obviously I don't do YouTube anymore. And so I figured that I would bring the concept of Vlogmas to podcasting. So today is episode 1 of 25 of something I'm calling Podmas. So if you are a friend of mine in my real life, say goodbye, because now, until further notice, I am going to be really freaking busy because you guys are going to get an episode every single day leading up to Christmas. So get excited, strap in, let's freaking do this. Welcome to Podmas. You're listening to 80/20. It's 25 days of podcasts. I would definitely have to say that I spend about 80% of my time in the 20s. Okay, but like, what does that even mean?
I absolutely love Christmas.
You guys literally have no idea how hype that intro makes me every single time. When I was making it, I had my big like Apple over-the-ear headphones on, and I was just totally jamming, like looking for holiday trap music to make that intro and recording little bits and pieces, and it gets me hype every time. So that's what's gonna play before every Podmas episode, so that's pretty exciting. I have so many fun topics to talk to you guys about, so I figured that I'd kind of give you guys a little bit of a preview of what to expect. Obviously there's no way, I mean there is a way, but I do have like a full-time job and like a life, so there's no way for me to do a full episode every single day. So instead we're gonna do like a mix of everything. So if you've been listening to the show for a while, you know that I obviously do like full-length episodes, I do guest episodes, I do Q&As, I used to do like journal prompt and like meditation episodes. I do like mini motivational episodes, pep talks. So there's tons of different types of episodes that we can do. And I figured that all of Podmas, we would just really mix it up, spice it up, and just give you guys a little bit of everything. So obviously this episode is how to become that girl holiday edition. You guys absolutely love the that girl topic. So I've made one I think I made one like, was it last summer? I can't remember, but it was like how to become that girl. And then I did hot girl summer. I did fall that girl. So now we're doing holiday that girl. So that's pretty exciting. And that's today's episode. Tomorrow I had a topic planned, but I don't really think I want to talk about that. So maybe it'll be different. I don't know. Saturday, homesick for the holidays, which is a really interesting concept that I had a conversation with Lexi about the other day. We're going to do journal prompts, my 9-to-5 workday essentials, a couple different pep talk topics, my weekend morning routine, lots of fun guests. We're going to talk goal setting for the new year, my best of 2022, like my favorite things from the year. We're going to talk micro habits, life hacks. Oh, this is a cool concept. I forget whose idea this was, but a listener in the Geneva group said that it would be cool to record voice memos throughout my day and kind of just like take you guys through an audio day in my life. So that might be kind of cool. I'm not exactly sure how that's going to turn out, but I definitely want to try that. More journal prompts, more pep talks, more full lengths, all kinds of really, really fun stuff. So get excited. They're not all going to be holiday related because I feel like, I don't know, we're all obviously doing the holiday season. I don't think that every single episode needs to be holiday related. So we're definitely going to mix in all kinds of different things, and I'm super, super pumped about it. So if you guys have any topic ideas that you definitely want me to talk about, please send them my way. I pretty much have everything scheduled out, but like I said, I do have a couple TBDs. Not sure yet for some of these. So let me know if there's something specific that you want me to talk about, and I will definitely try to squeeze it in there. As I'm recording this, I am definitely getting into the holiday spirit. I've got my Happy Holidays mug in front of me, and it's filled with the Nespresso peppermint coffee pod. We just put up our tree last weekend. It's actually really crazy how much a tree can make your house feel so much more homey. I've been meaning to talk about this in an episode, but I feel like we haven't actually sat down and kind of caught up in a long time, so maybe I'll do that a little bit in this intro. As I'm recording this, it's the Sunday after Thanksgiving, so it's probably 4 days out from when this episode's going live. Last night, Lexi and I decided to drive home from my parents' house because we were really worried about traffic. We both had stuff to do today, Sunday, so we just packed up the car, left at like 8:30 or 9, got back here pretty late, and then we just obviously like threw our bags and crashed. But walking into the house and seeing a Christmas tree felt so homey. And I have been meaning to talk about this for a while, but I don't think that I've ever truly felt at home here until last weekend when we put the tree up. And waking up to a lit Christmas tree, like making my cup of coffee, cozying up next to the tree and like reading a book and writing my journal, that was such a cool experience. And it's wild to me how much the holidays kind of make you feel more at home. I also don't think that we've done a good job of trying to actively make this house feel like a home. We've kind of, to me, it's always felt very temporary. And so when we got the tree, we did some rearranging in the living room. Then that kind of made me have to rearrange my own bedroom too. So I ended up putting the bed against a different wall. One of my really good friends actually just moved, and so she gave us like tons of her furniture. I think that we're getting a new couch from another friend that's moving. So it's kind of like all at once the house started to feel more like a home. Maybe it's just because we had more stuff in it, more kind of like cozy objects, more blankets on my bed, throw pillows. I don't really know what it is, but it just feels like home for the first time that I've lived here, and we've lived here for almost a year now. So I guess I just want to remind you guys that if you are living in a new place, or if you're celebrating the holidays for the first time in a place that you never have celebrated them before, and it doesn't feel like you're at home, that's okay. And it's kind of weird, and that's kind of just part of growing up, but you have an opportunity to create new traditions and do new things and find little ways to make the current place that you are living in feel more like a home, even if it's just like little cozy accent pieces, or maybe kind of like reinventing a tradition that you used to do with your own family. a little bit of a Thanksgiving recap, and this might shine some light on why my voice probably sounds a little raspy. I went back home to my parents' house for Thanksgiving. My older sister Marley and my brother-in-law Josh were there, and then obviously Lexi came too. So it was just our family, and we had such a good time. We have never been like a traditional Thanksgiving family. Like, unpopular opinion, guys, I know a lot of people probably are going to get really, really mad at me about this, and this is a hot take, so I know that people are going to come for me, but I am not a big Thanksgiving food lover. I never have been. I mean, I appreciate like a turkey sandwich, green beans are good, and that's kind of it for me. I don't know. I know people are going to get heated about that, so I apologize, but I've never been a big Thanksgiving food lover. And so my mom kind of made the executive decision that we weren't going to do the traditional like Thanksgiving spread. So we had this like really good like rice stuffing thing. I don't really know what it was, but it was absolutely fire. She made really good green beans. We had the sweet potato dish. And then instead of doing turkey, she had a brilliant idea of everybody gets their own little Cornish game hen. So we all had our own little like small personal chicken, and it was so good. She did such an incredible job. The food was incredible, even though it wasn't necessarily traditional. But because it was just our family, we kind of didn't start cooking until like a lot later than you typically would on Thanksgiving. So it was like 4 o'clock, and my mom was like, we should probably get the chicken started. Okay, great. We all start to kind of like congregate in the kitchen. You know, drinks are flowing, fun is being had. And then it's like 5 o'clock, and we're like, we should probably get those chickens going. And then it's like 5:45. Oh, we should probably get the chickens going, right? Yeah. Okay, and then it's like 6, 7. I think like 7:30, the chickens finally went in the oven. We ended up having dinner at like 9:30. And let me tell you guys, this was one of the most fun Thanksgivings I've ever had, because there was no stress, there was no drama. It was just tons of laughs, tons of fun. And I couldn't have asked for a better evening and then weekend with my family. So that was super fun. There was lots of singing, lots of dancing, lots of laughing, and we ended up eating dinner at like 9:30, and it was just tons of fun, even though it wasn't traditional. This kind of goes back to creating new traditions and having new types of fun during the holiday season. Like, you know, as much as I love a tradition, you don't always have to repeat the same thing that you did in the past just to have a good time. So if your traditions look different this year, that's totally okay. Make them fun, enjoy them, and have fun being where you are instead of wishing away this moment just because things are a little bit different. So Friday rolls around, everyone kind of is like doing their own thing. For dinner, we did sushi, and then afterwards, we actually ended up going to a karaoke night in some random hotel lobby in Ocean City, and we had an absolute blast. Lexi and I sang Party in the USA, which, by the way, is the best, in my opinion, the best go-to karaoke song because everybody knows it. It's groovy and it gets everybody dancing. So Party in the USA, best karaoke song. And then we actually signed my dad up to sing a song, and he and Lexi sang a song together, and that was just a comedy show. You would have thought it was like an SNL skit. So between the karaoke and whatever is going on in my sinuses, I feel like I'm a little bit raspy. Also, by the end of Podmas, I'm probably going to talk so much that I'm just not going to have a voice. So let's just kind of like, I don't know, maybe I need to do like vocal rest during the day. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, that's kind of a recap of my Thanksgiving, like the short mini recap of my Thanksgiving. But it was just so good to be with family and have a good time and share laughs and just be together. That's probably one of my main priorities during the holidays, is just being together with my family. It doesn't matter in what capacity. I just love all of us being together. So that is what we did over Thanksgiving. So let's go ahead and get into the topic of today's episode, which is how to be that girl this holiday season. And we all know the that girl trend. I feel like I don't even have to explain it to you guys at this point. You guys know that it's about prioritizing self-care, sticking to a routine, and just kind of being like the best version of yourself. And I definitely think that routine and prioritizing self-care is something that we could all use a little bit more of, especially during the hecticness of the holiday season. Even though it's time spent with family and it's fun and it's enjoyable, a very typical thing that you hear people say is that the holidays are stressful, the holidays are hard, the holidays are overwhelming. And while I completely understand that the holidays are hard, the holidays are stressful, the holidays are overwhelming, you have a very unique opportunity to kind of shift this narrative. It doesn't have to be hard. If you go into something thinking this is going to be hard, it's probably going to be harder just because you already have this preconceived idea that this thing is going to be really hard, or this thing is going to be really stressful, or this thing is going to be really overwhelming. I know that everybody has shit going on in their lives. We all have baggage. We all have family things. We all have this and that and whatever else. But you have a unique opportunity to choose to keep your stress levels in check, a unique opportunity to choose to keep your overwhelm in check by setting yourself up to have a very joyous holiday season. And please, 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 please don't think that I'm discounting the shit that we all carry with us every single day. That's not what I'm doing. I'm saying that you have a choice when it comes to how you view the holiday season, and that will kind of make or break your month. That's a little heavy, and the first kind of basics that I'm going to get into are kind of more like light and fluffy, like tips and tricks. So don't think that I'm totally like shifting the conversation here, but to some degree, it's kind of true. Make sure that you start with the basics. So like stick to your morning routine. Make sure that you do your skincare at the end of the night. You know the basics. I almost feel silly going over these because we all know them, right? It's like drink water. Make sure that you put veggies on your plate. Make your bed when you wake up in the morning. Take a 5-minute meditation before you head to work, or even better, take a 5-minute meditation before you head into the holiday function if that's what you need to do. I know in the grand scheme of things, these little habits seem kind of minuscule, but these little habits all add up and then they can make or break your day. So don't discount the importance of your morning routine. Don't discount the importance of making sure that you start your day on a good note. Don't discount the importance of drinking water throughout the day. Next, I want to talk about managing your energy. We all have a lot on our plate. That's just how December goes. So spending a healthy amount of time pre-planning what your month is going to look like is going to be really helpful. Probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was standing in the kitchen with Lexi. We had our notebooks out, our planners out, our computers out, and I was like, holy shit, Lexi, I can't keep track of everyone. I can't keep track of everything. So she was like, okay, well, chill. Like, let's just make a family Google Calendar. So we made a family Google Calendar where we can all plug in, and I don't know why we haven't done this before, but we can plug in where everyone's going to be and when, just with like travel, and this person's doing this and that person's doing that, and so is going with them. And so we made a family shared Google Calendar just so we can keep track of everybody. It's super, super nice. I've never thought of that before, but that was a great, super helpful idea. I put it on my Instagram story too. I was like, family Google Calendar, and a lot of people said yes. Some people were like, no way, absolutely not. But a lot of people were like, wait, that's actually such a good idea. So it could be helpful for you if that's something that you're interested in. I'm big on Google Calendar in general. So I have a separate calendar for the podcast. I have a separate calendar for my recording schedule. I have a workout calendar. I need to do one for food, like meal planning and prepping throughout the holiday season, just because my days are like time blocked out to a T. That kind of brings me to my next point too. Like on a micro level, go ahead and plan what you're gonna do day to day. So like create your agenda of like your healthy habits, and then you can pop in like events, parties, meetings, work things, whatever else you have going on. You're allowed to be a little bit selfish. Like go ahead and plug in when you're going to work out. Go ahead and plug in when you're going to make dinner. Once you have all your habits, all your events, all your things, whatever, figure out what kind of prep you're going to need to do for all of these events. So if you have to bring a gift to your Friendsgiving, well, it's probably too late for Friendsgiving, but whatever. If you have to bring a gift to a Christmas party, make sure you Amazon Prime that like a few days ahead of time. Like mark it in your calendar. Make sure you have a gift for event on Friday. This is your reminder that you have that white elephant or that secret Santa at work in the middle of December. So go ahead and buy those gifts now. When it comes to holiday events, okay, make sure that you do a little bit of pre-planning. We all know that like there's probably going to be food there, no doubt about it. But if you have an event at 6 and you eat lunch at noon, and you know that you can't make it until 6 to eat again, or like maybe 6:30 or 7, depending on like when the food comes out, make sure that you like have a little snack beforehand. Make sure that you're drinking water throughout the day if you know that there's going to be alcohol there. If you are going to have a alcohol-free holiday season, what type of planning or support do you need around that? If you're planning on drinking a lot this holiday season, what's your recovery plan? I feel like this is public knowledge, but I'll just go ahead and say it anyway. If you're drinking, do a water for every adult beverage. And then once you're kind of done, but you still want to feel involved, just do club soda with a lime. Like no one's going to think anything of it. It's still a fun drink. Just simple club soda, lime, you're good to go. I feel like I'm kind of going on a ton of different tangents and kind of pivoting off of my notes right now, but another way to manage your energy is to move no matter what. It doesn't have to be like a full throttle workout if you don't have time, but movement is medicine. It's therapeutic. And if you're ever feeling overwhelmed or stressed, definitely go move. We talked about this a lot in last week's episode about 3 steps to curing overwhelm. And one of those things was to step away from whatever is overwhelming you. Literally like walk off all the bad energy, run off all the bad energy. By moving your body, that bad energy just kind of like flows out of you, like falls off. I think one of the main things for me during the holiday season is that I am very, very introverted. And while I've got no problem getting up in front of tons of people and singing karaoke, at the end of the night, like I need to go home and be by myself. Like I just need to chill. I need to have nights in. I love a crowd, but up to a certain point. And I know that for me, I recharge best when I'm alone. Lots of family and friend time and lots of events is great, don't get me wrong, but I have to actively work really, really, really hard to check myself and make sure that I'm not about to blow up on someone or lose my shit just because I don't feel great about being around a ton of people. So for me, this looks like setting boundaries with family, friends, coworkers, whatever, and stick to them. So I know not to overcommit myself. Like for me, Monday nights, those are going to be like my time. Like don't call, don't text Monday nights. Like that's me time. Tuesday mornings, that's yoga. Every other morning of the week, that's the gym. Like those are all me times. Those are boundaries. If you're at an event and the event doesn't end until 11, but you need to leave at 9 p.m. to make it to your morning workout because that's what's going to help you feel good the following day, do that. Set the boundary, stick to it, and make sure that you are prioritizing you, making time for you this holiday season. This is kind of like the miscellaneous category. We're kind of just going in all different directions right now. But if you have to bring a recipe to a function, make sure you practice the recipe before you make it to bring it to the function. Or if you don't want to practice it and you just want to follow it, make sure that you have all the right ingredients, because the amount of times that I've gone to make something and I don't have like A, B, and C, and so I've had to substitute things or the recipe just doesn't turn out, and then I'm like, well then fuck it, like I'm just gonna go bring like a bag of like raw carrots and hummus. Probably too many times to count. So make sure that you do a little rehearsal before you bring the recipe. I'm also the type of person that just kind of doesn't do that kind, like minimal pre-planning for those types of things. So this is more of a reminder for me. Next is to just bring the fun. So if you're headed to any type of function, bring a Bluetooth speaker, bring a fun dish, bring a game for everyone to play. We all have that one person in our lives that kind of brings everyone together. They're like the core of the friend group. And so I don't know if that's you or if that's a friend of yours or if you're looking for that person in your friend group, but anyone can absolutely bring the fun. You don't have to be like the core, the root, the whatever, the glue. Is that what people call it? The glue of the friend group. But yeah, just bring the fun, bring the party. Everyone can always use a little bit more joy, so it doesn't hurt to bring something that everyone will have fun doing. Last but not least, I just encourage you to be kind. You never ever know what type of day someone's having. You never know what type of hardship people are going through during the holiday season. You truly know like maybe 1% of what someone's going through. If they're a stranger on the street, you know 0% of what they're going through. So I encourage you to always be kind to anyone and everyone you come in contact with over the holiday season. Be overly kind for no reason. Smile at people in the grocery store. Like, we don't have to take Whole Foods so seriously. Like, goodness gracious, people crack a joke. Like, walking into Whole Foods is like a different type of experience. The people in there are on a mission, and there's no need to take groceries that seriously. So please, for goodness sakes, laugh, Whole Foods people, please. Not the workers there. The workers there are super kind, but like the people who shop there, goodness, have a little bit of fun. Let loose. Anyway, I think as much as that girl trend is fun to play with, it's trendy, it obviously does wonders for podcast analytics because you guys clicked on this episode. I think that putting an emphasis on being a good person rather than being that girl is probably a little bit more important. If you can't be that girl this holiday season, just focus on being a good person. It doesn't matter who you are, what you do, what your morning routine looks like, if you use a certain type of skincare, just as long as you're treating yourself and others with kindness. That is what this is all about. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's episode. Be sure to subscribe for Podmas. I'm so excited to share all kinds of fun content with you guys this holiday season. If you want to connect with me more, you can follow me on Instagram at LilyRayco, or you can follow the podcast Instagram at 8020pod. We also have a podcast group chat, which you can click the link in the show notes that says connect with other 8020 listeners, and that will take you to join the group chat. And that's super fun. We've got all kinds of different rooms, different topics, different conversations going on. So definitely go check that out. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to leave a 5-star rate and review, and that just helps more people find and listen to the show. Love you guys lots, and I will talk to you tomorrow.